Love, 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 long as we get love, love, love.
Alright guys, so we back. We are doing a full face drugstore makeup tutorial. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with this Aquafina hydrating lip oil. This is very good for hydrating, like it says, so I'm going to use this. Alright, so for primer, we're going to use the Maybelline Master Smooth Primer and just rub this all over my face. For my T-zone area, not like my whole T-zone, but just like around my nose and everything, I'm going to use the Maybelline the Maybelline Instant Pore Eraser and just put that around my nose because that's where all my pores really are. Alright, so for brows, we're going to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Dark Brunette. And then we're going to use the e.l.f. Lock On Brow Liner in the shade Espresso. I'm just going to go back and forth. I'm going to put more of the dark pomade on the outside of my brow, not all over, because it's a little too dark for me. Alright, so for concealer to clean up around my brows, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is in the shade Medium Tawny. Alright, so next we're going to go into foundation. This is like the hardest part for me because I have so many great drugstore foundations. I just don't know which one to pick. Okay, so I've narrowed it down to my favorite. This has been my favorite drugstore foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I'm in the shade Toffee Pecan, and y'all, I love this foundation. Like, it matches me perfectly. It's very lightweight. It's like medium to full coverage, but you can definitely build it up, and I just love this foundation by Wet n Wild. This is a really good foundation. If you guys do not try anything from this video, try this foundation because I swear by it. Like, that's how good it is. Alright, so to blend that foundation in, I'm going to use my Real Techniques Diamond Beauty Sponge. It is dirty, I'm sorry, but that's how much I use it. Alright, so for concealer, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is in the shade Sand Sable. Alright, so for contour, we're going to cream contour today, and we're going to use the Black Opal Foundation Stick. This is in the shade Opal. Hazelnut. Alright, you guys really can't see it on camera, but I can see it like right here in my mirror. I can still see a little bit of my dark circles through that Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. So I'm just going to go back in with that Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in Medium Tawny, and I'm just going to put a couple of dots of that right here. Alright, so for setting powder for under my eyes, I'm going to use the Revolution Luxury Baking Powder. I would like to say this is a drugstore product as well because I bought this from Ulta. I learned of it from Miss Alyssa Ashley here on YouTube. She says it is very good, so I definitely had to try it. Alright, and then I'm just gonna dust that away. Alright, so we're done with the face for now. We're going to go on to our eyes. Alright, so for eyeshadows today, I'm going to be using the Elf Matte for Mattes palette. I just picked this up the other day. My mom actually was the first person that I saw use this palette, and I never used it. I just saw it and she loves it. And then I saw a lot of people using this on YouTube saying how great it was, so I went and got it. It retails for $10, which isn't bad for a good matte eyeshadow palette. You have a very wide range of shades as well, so we're gonna get into that. And then I picked up this other palette. It is by Wet n Wild. This palette was seriously the beginning of eyeshadow for me. Like, I lived by this little trio by Wet n Wild, so I thought I would go back to my inner childhood before I knew anything about makeup and try to dip in here and see what I can do with these two together. So we're gonna see what we're gonna come up with, okay? All right, so the first shade I'm gonna go in with is this shade right here. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm gonna just set all the way up to my brow bone from my crease with this shade. So next I'm going to take the shade to the left of that. To the left of that. My left, probably your right, but this shade. Okay, Elf with the matte shadows. Okay, so next I'm going to take the shade to the right of the shade that we used. So this like little burnt orange, burnt brown kind of shade. And just go in and start deepening the crease, seriously. Alright, so to deepen the shade one last and final time, I'm going to take this matte brown, this deep matte brown right here. Alright, so to make this a little more darker, a little more smokier, we're going to take the last black. It looks like black, but I don't know. It looks like it may be like a deep brown, but it might be a black. I don't know. But we're going to take that shade, this shade right here on the end. It looks like a deep brown, but it may be a black. But we're going to take that and put that ever so slightly right here on the outer V. Just like that, just a little taste, just a little right there. Okay, so next going into the walking on what am I trying to say, Wet n Wild or Walking on Eggshells, that palette. We're gonna go into that, and we're gonna take the eyelid shade, and we're gonna take the eyelid shade and do what they say, put it on our eyelid. Y'all don't know how happy I am right now. Like, oh my gosh, this brings back so many memories. This makes me want to do a how I did my makeup in middle school video. Alright, so now after you have that shade on your brow bone, we're going to use, on your lid, we're going to use the brow bone shade and just put a little bit of that on our brow bone. I'm not going to use the crease shade because the crease shade is like I cannot talk, y'all. I cannot talk. We're not going to use the crease shade in the palette because the crease shade in the palette is like a shimmery brown, and I really don't like shimmers in my crease. I honestly hate it. So we're just going to skip over the crease shade today. Y'all, I used to think I was popping with this brow bone. You can tell me nothing. When I found out that's what I was packing it on and not blending it out, honey. It was just there. It would be like this. Walking around school, people still tell me my makeup look good. It's just fake. But honestly, I just think about like how much makeup has evolved. Like, I'm saying how I used to be in middle school and my friends would be telling me, girl, your makeup looks so good, like you do so good, like teach me how you do your eyebrows. And like, I looked a mess. Like, it did not look good. So it's just crazy on how much has changed from now to then, from then to now. It's just crazy. So then I'm gonna go back in with my flat shader brush in that eyelid shade, and I'm just gonna bring that in my tear duct just to open up the eyes a little bit more. Also, when I started putting shades in my tear duct, oh, that's when stuff got lit for real, because I was like, oh, I look pretty, like I look bomb with this. Okay, the eyeshadow is done. The eyeshadow is done for the top. We're gonna come back in after we put on lashes and stuff and smoke stuff out on the lower lash line and do everything that we need to do. Next, we're gonna go in with our lashes. All right, so these are just some lashes that I got from my best friend. They were like $4, but the reason I'm using these today is because these are really dupes, replicas of the Ardell Demi Wispies that everyone loves here on YouTube that you can find at the drugstore. They range from like $2 to $4 if I'm not mistaken, but these look just like those, so I'm going to use these today. So while our lashes are drying, the show must go on. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Big Shot, the Colossal Big Shot mascara. Y'all should have known I was going to use this. This stuff is bomb. And after we have put on our mascara, I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Press Powder. This is in the shade 330 Toffee, and I'm going to use this to set the rest of my face. Alright, so while my other lash is trying to cooperate, I'm going to take the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner. This is in white, and I'm just going to put this on my lower lash line and just open up my eyes a bit. Alright, so to define those eyelashes again on the bottom, I'm going to take my Big Shot again and just lightly brush these over my lower lash line. Alright, so for highlighter, we're going to take the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. This is in the shade Precious Petals. Alright, so I took my NYX lip liner in the shade Brown. And then I took the Sasha Velvet lipstick in the shade Give It To Me. And then I took Peach Stock by MAC and put this on the inner part. Alright, and to set my face, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Finish Spray. Alright guys, so this is the finished makeup look. It came out very pretty. I mainly wanted to do this video to show you guys that you can get a pretty nice face, beat face, using drugstore products, because like I've said before, people tend to think that just because it's drugstore it's not good, which is not right. You actually can get drugstore products that are better than some of these high-end brands for half the price. First of all, because you're saving money. I hope this video did sort of give you some guidance on what type of products to go towards in the drugstore. I hope it maybe showed you some products that you may have never used or a little curious about. Hope I did do that for you. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to give this video a like, big thumbs up, and also subscribe down below to join the family. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.
I'll be there for you when you need me, boy. So baby, don't you leave, don't take it personal.